All right, so here's episode 2 with Charlie. I just warmed her up. She's a little steamy again. She's a little warm in the warm up, bouncing all over, ducking and dodging like usual, but I felt like without overworking her, and I really, this is what I don't do. I don't warm them up so much where it's gonna take their joints away from them before I actually go to work on the flag when I'm wanting to teach them something. So my warm up is teaching them left and right with those shoulders, the stop and the back, but for the most part, I'd only want to warm them up so much to where I know that there's only so many reps that a horse has. There's only so many circles before their joints start breaking down. So I make sure that my warm up is purposeful and not overdoing it either. So we had about a 15-minute warm up right here. She's a little steamy just because she is so. It's more anxiety, I think, with her than it is her just moving. I think it's just more brain sweat than it is anything with her, for sure. She's a very anxious mare. A squirrel jumps and she jumps. A spider farts and she farts. She jumps, and she's very, very sensitive to all the noises. So I've warmed her up. Now what I'm going to do is work the flag. And today what I want to do with her is I want her to work the flag just a little bit more efficient with her feet. I got her doing the maneuvers perfect. When I slow her down and get that stop and the draw and that cutting turn, I can get her face in the right spot. She's soft in my hands. Everything is perfect when I slow it down. But now I want to speed her up a little bit and just kind of see if I can't go one gear more on that flag or that cow and just say, hey, let's stay with a little more. And when you do that, every time you go up in speed, you're going to lose a little bit of training. So I expect her to be a little bit more ugly or a little bit uglier as I ask her for a bit more speed, a bit more for performance. But we got to test them out once in a while and just push them and say, hey, like, what do you got and where are you going to go with this? Are you going to get worse? How much worse? Do we have to put you back together? Some of them, like her brother Lewis, the faster I push him, the better he actually gets. With her, I don't know if that's the case yet. Maybe the faster I push her, maybe she'll kind of blow up just her mind. So we're going to test it here on the flag today and see if we can just get a little bit more speed. Yes, yes, Saucy. Okay. Oh, yikes! Well, that's, maybe I should wear her joints out a little bit more. Little bit frisky. Actually, you guys, I don't mind it. Like, sometimes I don't mind working them fresh. I want to see if I can bring them down through some work here. Off the bridle a little. There, okay. Draw back. So the turns aren't perfect, but I'm just gonna keep asking her, especially until she just levels out here right now, because she is very quick and unpredictable. There, okay. So I held her right there. I didn't need her to stop, but I just held her till she gave, and her feet came back, which was good to me a little bit. Again, that was not a great turn. Gonna hold her back there, release. See how long it takes for her to settle in here. It's good. This is the training the good, bad, and the ugly right here. Still gonna ask her to, I don't want that perfect turn right now, but when I do stop, I want to make sure that I get that stop, that draw, softness, and then I'll send her through that turn with my outside leg. Draw back. I'm gonna make her a little bit more accountable for staying with her flag here now, rather than just position, or not position, but maneuver quality. This flag session is going to be all about just, hey, let's let's go with it here and see, test you a little bit, see what we got. Draw back. There, that's just one thing I'm not gonna compromise. The turn, fine, but the stop, she has to give soft and draw back. There. That's just me, that's just my program. I never ever want them stopping hard on my hands. There, soft. When she's soft, I'll send that flag. Cow side foot, move that shoulder off, there we go. One step, let her turn. Draw back, cow side foot, there. Wasn't perfect, she was a little hangy on that foot, but that's just the new maneuver I'm teaching her, is how to move that shoulder off my cow side foot, there. Even a half a step is fine. Cow side, there, that was perfect. She moved away from that cow real easy off my foot. Probably pooping. Yep. Girl. Draw back. There, that was good. So I'm really looking for a straight draw. She doesn't have to move that shoulder away. If she draws straight, I'll let her turn. If she draws and leans that shoulder in, that's when I'm gonna push that shoulder away with my foot. Outside foot here. And if you guys watch as I'm working this flag, I use more feet than I do hand. It's very little hand, but there's a lot of foot moving this horse left and right. I will suggest with my hands, like put my hands here, but I'm gonna rub her with my outside foot right there because she was moving away from that cow. Again, not worried about the form of the turn, just the draw. Draw straight, move that shoulder off. Now I gotta really roll that spur in her belly. Okay, now I'm gonna send that flag. Get those shoulders back on my line. Draw back. Good. Off that cow a little. So when they turn like that and they go into their cow a step, I'm gonna push that shoulder off that cow as fast as I can. Want them learning that when they turn with that cow, they're never allowed to go into that cow, like right here. A little bit more foot right there and move that horse away. There, that was pretty good. She thought about that actually, that was good. Draw. Push that shoulder out a step. There. Now we go. There. Really good. She thought about that. Well, she's like, nope. After I turn, I got to move away from that cow. Very nice. Good, Charlie. Good girl. Outside foot. She wants to drift towards you guys a little bit. Traveling to the right here. So I put that right foot in her belly. This side's not as bad. But I turn here. And then a little bit of right foot, right neck grain. There, she angled up just a hair. Draw back, and let's go. Now, if she just wants to hang on that turn, I'm just gonna use my outside leg. Rather than pull my hand more to turn, I'm just gonna use more outside foot right there. So she's got a little dirty with those shoulders. Draw back. Right there, kick, not bumping my foot into her belly to come off of that cow. There, really good. Really good with the shoulders there. Draw back. Better. Draw, ooh. She's very smart. Draw back. Good. There, draw. Good. Draw back. Draw back. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good girl. So That was fun. Good girl. She was very frisky. And if I just kind of slowed her down and thought about getting her soft in the face and putting those maneuvers on her, I think it probably would have made her a bit worse. And that's kind of why today I wanted to see what would happen if I just kind of made her stay with that flag and just be quicker through the turn instead of so perfect with the maneuver. Even though I know form to function is better, sometimes you can draw that talent out of a horse by just making them quicken up those shoulders with that stop and that turn to come back and then turn, come back, and then turn. So the shoulders got to come back and then turn and then back and turn. It doesn't always work with every horse, but I wanted to see if it'd work on her today. Just stay with that cow a little bit more, get a little bit lighter, a little quicker, and sacrifice the bend, the style, the shape, the softness, all that. I just kind of threw that out the window today to see what would happen. And I feel like she handled it pretty well, and she did settle in well at the end. So I'll probably do another few days of that and see if it escalates and gets worse or if it gets better. And if it gets better, I'll probably stay on that track and maybe fix those maneuvers just a little bit. And if it gets worse, I'm gonna have to come back and get all that softness, a little bit more bend to the neck, just a little bit more form to function there. But every horse is different, so I'm just still trying to figure out. You know, 3 months training is nothing on these horses. Like if she was a 2-year-old, we'd be barely loping them around still. I mean, we would be loping around and stopping and turning and stuff, but nothing like this. But because she's 3 and she's a late starter, I feel like I can push her just a little bit more and see what we have. And yeah, it's just with 3 months on her, I'm pretty happy with where she's at. She is fun to ride. As you can see, she's very fun to ride. But this will all come down. I think it's not going to take too much longer where she settles into her job and the anxiety will come down and she will get a lot less stress about doing everything here. So that's it for Charlie episode 2. Hope you enjoyed that and tune in next week for Charlie episode 3. Good girl, Charlie.